Hey, welcome back to Cooking with Marina Guess. Today, we're gonna make one of my favorite things in the world, fried chicken sandwich. We're gonna make some fresh fries. We're gonna do the gravy my way with green chili, of course, but everything's gonna be fire, I can guarantee you that. So watch along, I'm gonna show you how I do my thing. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our milk in the pan. I like to use a cast iron pan when I can, you know, and right now we can. Cast iron always, I think it just cooks and it gives everything so much flavor. So we're gonna do a cast iron pan and we're gonna go ahead and start out our gravy, because that's what's gonna take the longest, honestly. So I'm gonna start with some milk. And I'm not doing this your traditional way, okay? So again, this is the way I do it. Doesn't mean you gotta do it this way. A lot of people start with a roux. So they'll start with some kind of butter or oil and flour and they put it on the bottom. I necessarily don't start it that way. I like to use cornstarch. So cornstarch, I think it makes it a little bit more velvety. It kind of thickens it a little quicker and you don't have to keep like stirring and stirring and stirring. And you're not gonna get no lumps for sure. I love that I just see this fucking shirt right in the front of the camera. And I put it on specifically this morning because I think it's funny that I'm a lesbian and I'm wearing this shirt. So I put in about a half a gallon of milk. And then as you do your spices and you know, all your seasonings, start a little bit at a time. And it's all about tasting, and tastings. So I start off with a little bit of salt. And of course, I use my menudo mix, right? And this one has oregano and garlic and dried onion and chili peppers. Then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Like I said, this is just to start flavoring your gravy, okay? You don't have to put in everything right away because you don't know how it's gonna go. You don't want, it depends on how much you're making too. Maybe you got 15 kids, I don't know. But put to what you think is gonna make enough gravy for you and your family, okay? A little bit of granulated garlic. We're just gonna mix all that in, okay? And then, of course, can't leave out the New Mexico green chili. I actually did diners, drive-ins, and dives with this gravy for my biscuits and gravy, because like the one thing about gravy is that you can put it on anything and you're super happy. So a little bit of green chili. But again, if you don't want to put green chili, you don't have to put green chili. And as it's coming and it's gonna start simmering, we're gonna start making our chicken. I just think it's the funniest shit on earth, bro. It cracks me up and I wear it everywhere and everybody's all, oh my God, because it takes them a minute to look at the shirt. But it's Sparky's Chicano dogs. Go see them. They're fucking awesome dogs. Local. This is my process of pounding out the chicken. So you don't want to get chicken juice all over the place because you're cooking and you know, you don't want to make a mess. You could get sick and stuff like that. So what I do is I put a little piece of cellophane on the bottom. Ooh, mira me, looking big word, cellophane. Plastic wrap, put it on the bottom. Get your handy dandy little mallet and just kind of like pound it out. I think I just like to make noise in the kitchen. Flip it over. What it's gonna do is it's gonna tenderize the chicken and kind of break up like that gross little piece that goes in between the chicken breasts. We're gonna go about that thin, right? So about 1/8 of an inch, maybe something like that. Not too good at math, but I think about there. So we're gonna go thin and get all the rest of these chickens pounded out. And we're gonna dredge them and fry them. So when I make my gravy, I get kind of a lot of shit on it. And you know, it's because I do things different. Traditionally, when you make gravy, you use like the fat from the sausage, or you use bacon grease, manteca, oil, butter, whatever fat you have, and you normally make a roux with it. I don't do it that way. I use a cornstarch. So thickening with cornstarch is basically it's what's called a slurry, right? So it's you make it, and when it hits 160 degrees is when it's gonna start boiling, and that's when you put your cornstarch in. As soon as you start putting in the cornstarch, you'll start feeling it get thick on your whisk. As soon as you start feeling it get thick on your whisk, that's enough cornstarch. It's the easiest way that I think you can do it, and that goes with any sauce. I put it in my red chili, I put it in all kinds of stuff, because sometimes you want to make sure that you have gluten-free stuff for everybody else. They might not be able to eat all this, but at least they'll be able to, you know, get a spoonful of gravy and not have to worry about it and not miss out on the whole thing. Smothered in chili, smothered in cheese. You smother, smother, smother. And you just pull out the fork and knife and you could eat anything. Smothered is the best way to go. But I feel like I'm saying smothered a lot. How do people say, now that they call the burritos wet, can I have my burrito wet? What the fuck is that? I've lived in New Mexico my whole fucking life and I've never heard somebody call it wet. Something wrong with it, but fuck it, I think it's a little, you know? I want my kid to be like fucking walking away, hey, let me have a wet one. Okay, wet willy. Wetter the better. All right, the bubblies are starting, so we're gonna start putting in our cornstarch. So as you pour it, you're just gonna pour it little by little because you just don't know how much you don't want to over thicken your stuff, right? And as it sits, guys, it's gonna get a little bit thick. Look it right there, mira. It's already getting thick, holy moly. So you don't want to put too much more cornstarch because as it sits here and we're gonna keep it on a slow simmer, just so that it can stay warm while we do the chicken, okay? Look at that. It's gonna get thicker as it sits. So, sandwiches are my thing. Sandwiches, they're my thing. Anything between 2 pieces of bread, 2 tortillas, any kind of gluten, and you can make it into a sandwich is my thing. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and fry this chicken that we pounded out, right? So in the flour, I put salt, pepper, and granulated garlic. Just a little bit, for a little bit of flour. You don't need too much. It's just to kind of like give the chicken a little bit more flavor as it's frying. I also got just plain old buttermilk because buttermilk, I think when you fry, it makes everything better, okay? So the proper thing with frying is dry, wet, dry. That's where you're gonna get that good crusty and crispy crust on there. That's what you want. Boca Dios was a staple. It was here for 13 years and we freaking worked our asses off, went through hell, went through everything to keep that place open. It's just, the world wasn't, you know, ready to finish it yet. You know, it's still alive somewhere inside me. It's still there because that was where my heart was. You know, my mom's has my soul, but Boca Dios had my heart. So we got our chicken breast here all pounded out. We're just gonna put a small layer of flour on the top. And then we're gonna hit it in the buttermilk. Try to let all of the buttermilk come off. Not all of it, but you know, you don't wanna have too much excess, otherwise you're just gonna kind of burn the milk a little bit. So we're gonna put a little bit more flour. So then you're gonna put it away from you in the fryer. Make sure you shake your basket or shake your pan. Make sure you don't let it, otherwise it's gonna stick. I have this cool little thing right here because when they're done frying, we're just gonna throw it up there so that it'll finish cooking. Because you just want it to get nice and golden brown, and as it keeps cooking, it's gonna keep cooking, so you don't wanna dry out your chicken. You wanna make sure that you have like the perfect one. It's looking beautiful already. It was the hardest breakup, I think, of my life. Because we put so much work into it to streamline it. We had it streamlined exactly how much everything went where, how. The sandwiches came out perfect every time. And then we had to let it go. It was a heartbreak, man. Definitely. But thank God we got my mom's over here, and then I could bring some of the sandwiches back every now and then. And you never know what happens in the future. You never know. But I wouldn't let it go. People tried to buy it, and I just couldn't sell it. Because I put all the damn work into it. I'm not about to give it to somebody else to make the profit off of it. All right, guys, now I'm going to make some French fries, okay? Because I feel like you should smother your fries with gravy too, because there's nothing wrong with that. Let's make them a little bit filthy, right? So I can cut all these fries. So this is like 4 potatoes. Look at how many freaking potatoes that makes. This is 4 potatoes. And it made that many French fries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double fry them. So I'm going to fry them halfways. And I'm going to pull them up, let them sit there for a little while, and then I'm going to fry them again. So they'll get that massive crunch. I soaked them in water first so that we can pull out a little bit of the starch. So we can make a little bit of a crispier fry, right? So I'm going to drop these. We're going to put some fries, and we're going to toast our bread and put our sandwich together. If I can get both of them together, you never know. I might just be unstoppable. Let's see what happens. I don't know. A ver. Let's see. Boca Dios. It was a good place. It was fun. So we're going to let that oil kind of come out of your fries just a little bit. Uh-oh, I dropped one. That's going to be a taster later. Hit it with, of course, your favorite seasoning if you want. This one has garlic, pepper, chives, a little bit of crushed red pepper flake, pepper and garlic. Just put it in your mouth. Remember that song, NWA? In your motherfucking mouth. And we worried about Cardi B. You're our old shit, NWA, with some crazy shit. But that was my shit. I think we used to all just sit in the living room drinking beer when we weren't supposed to because we're all underage. And we used to sing all nothing but NWA, man. The whole CD. The dirtiest words ever. But man, it was a good party. Yep. Reminisce. Let's build this sandwich. I'm so excited. We got some big old torta bread and I got it all toasted a little bit. I burnt two before this, but you didn't see that. We're going to throw our chicken on top. Get a couple of small pieces right there. And then you're going to get your gravy. You're going to put a little bit. Oh my God. Fried chicken sandwich. To be honest, I don't know how you could go wrong with this thing. Hit it with the lid. Some dope French fries, all fresh and fresco and crispy. So you can dip in your gravy. This, my homies, is my fried chicken and green chili gravy recipe. You guys have wanted it for a long time, was this green chili recipe. People have been asking me for this a long time. And it's so simple. I hope you get it. I hope you try it. If you need anything, if you're not sure on ingredients, hit me up. I'll let you know for sure. But this sandwich right here is going to make anybody's day.
You do a hoagie sandwich.
A hoagie?
It's like stuffed with all the meat, like a hoe.
Also with the gravy.
The hoagie sandwich.
But we'll put ghee like that butter? All the meats? All the meats.
Stuffed with all
It's
the
the hoagie.
It's a hoagie.
It's a stuffed sandwich.
Wow, this looks great. This is mine?
No. I just wanted you to come up here and smell it, and then I'm going to send you on your way.
Smells great.
Anyways, taste tester. Just take a big bite because you know you're going to take the biggest bite that you can. But I think you need a fork and a knife.
I think
for
I do
this
need
one.
a fork and a knife.
So let me get a fork and a knife.
Let's do that.
This hoagie been around.
This hoagie.
This hoagie been around. Specialty sausage hoagie. Fuck, man. You could put chorizo in it.
Smothered.
Smothered. And some good gravy. Oh my God, that chicken's cooked so good. Look at that. There's
All right, here I go. Ready?
Bro! Make sure you like and subscribe to our page. Follow us. See what's up. See what we're cooking next. It's always a good time. And then honestly, it makes your other half happy as hell. Make your other half happy. Subscribe to us. Make sure you follow us. Fried chicken recipe, green chili gravy. Come back at me. I'll see you next week. Everybody loves a sandwich. There's like not one person I don't think that could say they don't like a sandwich in some way, whether it be a grilled cheese, whether it be a Reuben, a Cubano, bologna. It could be anything, but people love sandwiches, and that was always my thing. And I've always thought about, man, I was real sad when I broke up with Bocadillos. That was probably the worst breakup of my life, but I don't know, maybe I should call her back. Let's see what happens, because sandwiches are what I love, and that's what I do. I don't know. What do you think? Should I bring it back?